crime. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the latest updates in the Melodee Buzzard case. But first, before we get into all that greatness, I'm going to need you guys to leave your DNA, fingerprints all over the like button, just in case you go missing. All right. Or a mother goes and drops you off somewhere and doesn't tell anybody where you're at. I'm going to need your fingerprints and DNA on file. Also, if you're brand new here and you haven't subbed up the channel yet, make sure you definitely sub up the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and of course, feel free to share my ugly face everywhere. Now, let me give my warnings, okay? Because you never know, some people are so happy. We're going to be talking about some people tonight, and I just want to make sure that my warnings get out there. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculations, theories, mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. The callers tonight, their opinions are theirs and theirs alone. We will open up the phone lines tonight. Everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. That means even you beautiful people out there and the people we will be talking about here tonight on this channel. And the biggest one of them all, I don't care if you break every one of the 10 commandments, do not, and I repeat, do not try to be Dolly at home. It is dangerous. You could die and your head could explode. And I am not going to be responsible for that. Okay, Melodee Buzzard, the little girl goes missing, 9 years old, out of California. Her mother takes a trip, and when she comes back, the little girl is not with her. Okay, not with her, just completely gone, vanished, poof, without a trace. Of course, this little girl was homeschooled. The teachers show up at the house, asking about her whereabouts and why she hasn't been in school. And they contacted the CPS, and the mother refused to say anything to the school, to CPS, to the police. Shortly after that, of course, the police got a search warrant to search the house. Seek the missing. First on the Blessed Express. Thank you for being here. Leave your DNA on that like button, friends. Definitely. Seek the missing. Good to see you. Glad you could be here with us tonight. And thank you for getting on the Blessed Express. You know what they say? You ain't blessed unless you on the Express. And you the first one on. All right, so get you a nice window seat. Buckle up. It could get a little bumpy tonight. It could get a little bumpy because there is some new information coming out in this case. So anyway, the police go in and search the house. And I don't believe they found anything in the house. Neighbors, there's been some neighbors that have been pretty nosy, that kind of been watching her, and they got their cameras pointed towards her house, and they've been kind of watching everything that Ashley, the mother of Melodee, was doing inside of the home before she was arrested. Helena just jumped on the train with the $10 donation, sitting in the VIP booth tonight. Okay, sitting VIP on the Blessed Express. Train car number 1, window seat. Okay, so I am going to do a giveaway tonight. If we get 10 people in the VIP car of the Blessed Express, we will do a giveaway. Okay, and that's the first one Helena did. All right, so that is our goal that we have set at the top of the chat. $10 super chats, and we will do a pretty cool giveaway tonight for one lucky person on the channel. Now, if you ain't got it, we ain't worried about it. But if we hit the 10 mark of the 10 donations, we will definitely do an awesome giveaway. Okay. So please go in, search the house. They don't really find anything, right? They have enough probable cause to go in front of a judge to get these search warrants to basically, get a search warrant to track her rental vehicle, to go in and search her house. And, of course, they're looking for a crime scene. But I don't believe a crime was ever committed at that home because Melodee left and she didn't come back. And we know she was in the rental car because there's images that emerged of her with her mother wearing a wig at the rental car place. All right. So basically, and they said that Ashley was with her the whole ride, so they've already been tracking her whereabouts on the route that she took. And she was all the way with her up until Utah on the way back, at least Utah. But that point, Ashley vanishes. So, we're waiting for them to hopefully arrest this woman for something to do with Melanie, right? Something to do with Melanie, and nothing comes. Then all of a sudden, the damn SWAT team shows up at her house and arrests her for holding somebody against their will. Melissa is on the VIP Express, on the Dolly Blessed Express. That's number 2. Thank you. Make sure you grab your seat. There's one open right next to Helena. Grab your seat on the VIP car. Thank you for being with us tonight, Melissa. That is awesome of you. Thank you for supporting Dolly Vision. So, of course, the police arrest Ashley, Melanie's mother, but on unrelated charges. And these charges stem from her holding a man against her will. Now we found out who that man is. The man is Tyler Brewer. Okay, he is a paralegal. I didn't see this coming. I totally did not see this coming whatsoever. Love your new car, Dolly. Well, thank you. I like it too. I like it too. Right. So, Carrie, thank you for being here with us also. Get on the Blessed Express. Good to have you. I hope you're doing good tonight. So, Tyler Brewer is a paralegal, and he put out a statement. I'm going to read this statement to you guys real fast. And this is who she had held against her will. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion on this in just a few minutes. I'll give you a little bit of my opinion now. To me, this guy is trying to promote himself, his paralegal business, and he inserted himself into a case like Dog the Bounty Hunter. All right. Now, this is what he had to say because, it was leaked who he was. Due to the widespread public speculation surrounding an active missing child investigation, I'm issuing a limited statement to ensure accuracy and to protect the integrity of the case. When Melodee was reported missing, I contacted Ashley Buzzard to offer assistance in locating a missing child. Why would a paralegal be trying to find a missing child? This don't make no sense. I am a legal document assistant, process server, mandated reporter, and a perceived officer of the court in that capacity. I immediately reported all concerning communications and inconsistencies directly to law enforcement. On November 6th, okay, which was 6 days ago, during an interaction at her residence, the situation escalated. Miss Buzzard became visibly distressed after sharing information she appeared to regret disclosing. A box cutter was produced, and despite multiple requests to be allowed to exit the home, I was not immediately permitted to leave. The door was secured by several locks, which delayed my ability to exit. This incident was reported to law enforcement. I also in communication with Melanie's father's family, who shared the same objective, locating her and ensuring her safety. I will not provide further details at this time, as this remains an active investigation and search effort. My position has never changed. Find Melodee, protect the investigation, bring her home safely. All right, this is what this man has had to say, which makes no sense. Why is a process server, a paralegal, inserting himself into a case And now you know she's estranged from her family, her mother, her father, Melanie's other side. Her father passed away when she was 6 months old in a motorcycle accident. So this woman has no communications with her family, and basically, this dude has went over there at the request of her father, and he says that a box cutter was produced and he couldn't leave, that he was being held hostage, and there was locks on the door that kept him from getting out. Now we've seen the door at the home. It only appears to be a deadbolt and a regular lock. That's no different than anybody else's home, right? So what did she share that she got upset that she shared that made her pull out a box cutter, but she never tried to cut you or anything? I honestly think this dude is full of shit. Absolutely full of shit. I don't think this really transpired this way whatsoever. I believe this was a trumped up charge to get her off the street, and this dude is another dog, the bounty hunter, inserting himself into a situation, and he's done went and made something up to have this woman arrested so they would have a reason to hold her. But listen, I believe this is backfiring because she's not going to talk even more now, and now she's going to lawyer up, and you're not going to get anything from her whatsoever. We may have not have got nothing from her to begin with, okay? But I just have a hard time buying what this man is selling. Like, there's no reason for a paralegal to be like, oh, well, I'm going to go find this child. You're not a detective. So basically, what you're doing is you're interfering in an active investigation. And then you report this crime with no witnesses, and they take out felony charges and arrest this woman on his word, right? Which, listen, I can say you did anything. That don't mean you did it. Without zero proof, they're holding this woman on $100,000 bond. Now, what I truly believe they should have done was watch the house, watch the woman. She was, she was going to a storage unit. She was packing up. She was getting ready to leave. She was going to take off. There's no doubt. But at this point, the FBI is involved, right? So it don't matter if she left the state. They could have followed her. They could have watched where she went, who she communicated with, monitored that communication, and in the hopes of that she would lead them to Melanie. Now we don't have that. She can't lead them to anywhere because she's sitting in a jail cell not talking. So now there's no watching her, spying on her communications, tapping her phone, because it's alleged that Melanie has been seen. There's witnesses out there saying that they have seen Melanie. They also seen this lady with another woman, apparently, that had purple hair. Who is the purple hair lady? Okay, so now we got witnesses that have seen the child. We got witnesses that seen her with another woman, and now instead of watching her and spying on her communications, this person, which I believe has made up something. He never says in his statement, she tried to keep me from going out the door. He said there was multiple locks on the door that delayed my exit. Okay? Delayed your exit because there's multiple locks. Unlock them. I mean, if you got 50 locks on the door and you got to unlock 50 locks, that ain't kidnapping. That just means I got 50 locks on the door. Unlock them. That delayed his exit because she had multiple locks on the door. I'm not buying this, guys. I don't know why. Listen, I'm not trying to defend this woman whatsoever. I'm just not buying this dude's story. All right, let me pull up the news report from it for you real quick. Let me share this screen.
Returned to California without Melodee following a road trip. She is now in police custody on an unrelated crime while investigators are searching for a 9-year-old daughter.
Samantha Hoffman joining us live from St. George tonight. Samantha, what does this interview reveal?
I'm going to get to that interview in just a minute, but first I learned some new details on the false imprisonment charge. According to the victim, Ashley disclosed information she then regretted. A box cutter was produced, and then she locked her doors, preventing him from leaving her home.
Every time Ashley left the house, Melodee would be right there next to her, leaving the house with her.
Neighbor Casey Monreal tells Ann Emerson of Criminally Obsessed what she witnessed for 2.5 years.
She always had a hood on. It didn't matter if it was 90 degrees outside, you know. Then she would come back and she'd have the hood on and go straight into the house.
Since Melodee's disappearance in October, Ashley was seen taking down yard signs about her daughter. Private investigator Bill Garcia, hired by Melodee's family, says Ashley tried to cancel her Gmail, bank account, and Amazon, which he feels may signal an attempt of hiding transaction history.
There's a possibility that Ashley is a victim herself. You're a single parent and you have these kind of mental health issues. Things only get worse if you don't get help.
Ashley will be arraigned tomorrow on charges unrelated to Melodee's disappearance. Detectives say she was arrested for false imprisonment of friend Tyler S. Brewer, who asked about Melodee at her home. I reached out to Brewer. He said he's provided all information to law enforcement and, quote, "My only hope is that the FBI and police are able to use it to help bring Melodee home."
See,
the criminal complaint of the Santa...
He set this woman up. I don't believe this crime ever took place. Well, I hope this helps the FBI, because they was not making an arrest, so he went over there and created something she could get arrested for. I don't buy this. I do not buy this story. Now listen, I believe she should be arrested, don't get me wrong, but I think at the same time, you don't fabricate something, you don't insert yourself into something like this. And think about this. I couldn't tell you what my neighbor was wearing. You know why? Because I'm not a nosy ass person. Like the neighbor was like, oh, they always come out in a hoodie. The neighbor is basically a busybody. All right. It's somebody that's all up in other people's business to me. Right. And this person here, he went there and did this because of her family. All right. This man had no reason to be at this house. He wasn't serving papers to her. All right. He's a damn paralegal. He's basically a bootleg Bullhorn Betty, right? I mean, it's crazy to me.
Barbara District Attorney's Office says Buzzard violated Brewer by, quote, violence, menace, fraud, and deceit, and said the manner in which the crime was carried out indicates planning, sophistication, and professionalism. Monreal says she noticed Ashley seemed scared during her arrest and the initial search warrant, but she's ready to hear answers.
We could see her in the backyard and she was sitting next to a shed crying. You feel bad, but then you're like, well, just come forward with the child, you know?
The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department has until Thursday to question Ashley because of her arrest. Live in St. George, Samantha Hoffman, KTV2 News.
Yeah, but they're not trying to question her about pulling a box cutter on this guy, right? They're taking this man's word for what happened without a lick of evidence against the lady. Okay? It's basically her word against his word type thing. And it makes zero sense to me. It makes zero sense to me. And how is this helping bring this baby home? Like I said, I don't think it's helping at all. If anything, I think it's hurting the case.
If of Lompoc has been charged with 2025.
I'm going to jump over here to this real quick. And we're going to take a little look at some stuff from Grizzly's True Crime.
If it is an organized routine, could they have possibly, could somebody have possibly came in a small unnoticed plane, swooped up the child and taken her wherever for whatever reason?
If you've been following the case of missing 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard with me, who's still missing at this time on November 11th of 2025, then you'll know that her mother, 40-year-old Ashley Buzzard, was arrested on November 7th of 2025, and the police told us it was unrelated to the ongoing search for her missing 9-year-old daughter, Melodee Buzzard. And that was quite a shock. Like, what was she arrested for then? They charged her with it was a felony charge of false imprisonment. Well, today we have more information about that.
Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share.
That incident was from the day before she was arrested, November 6th of 2025. She was arrested and she was booked into the Northern Branch Jail. Her bail set at $100,000. Her booking photo does not meet the criteria for public release and will not be distributed. And so she's going to be arraigned on this charge on, they say Wednesday, so that would be November 12th of 2025.
Today.
So let's continue to monitor the situation, but in the meantime, let's go over what we do know right now. So the victim in that case has actually come forward on his Facebook page, made this public statement, which I'm going to read to you.
I just read to you
said,
guys.
Limited comment on active investigation involving Ashley Buzzard. Due to widespread public speculation surrounding an active missing child investigation, I am issuing a limited statement to ensure accuracy and protect the integrity of the case. When Melodee was reported missing, I contacted Ashley Buzzard solely to offer assistance in locating a missing child. I am a legal document assistant, process server, mandated reporter, and perceived officer of the court. In that capacity, I immediately reported all concerning communication and inconsistencies directly to law enforcement. On November 6th, during an interaction at her residence, the situation escalated. Ms. Buzzard became visibly distressed after sharing information she appeared to regret disclosing. A box cutter was produced, and despite multiple requests to be allowed to exit the home, I was not immediately permitted to leave. The door was secured by several locks, which delayed my ability to exit. This incident was reported to law enforcement. Well, that sounds scary. I'm also in communication with Melodee's father's family, who shared the same objective, locating her and ensuring her safety. I will not...
See, she's in contact. Here, I want to address this. Melodee's father's family, okay? Now, you know, them are the same people that were trying to take Melodee. These are the people that she didn't want to have any involvement with, right? This is a setup. This is a setup by this man. That's all it is. Listen, this lady does have some explaining to do, 100%, without a doubt, of where this kid is. But this ain't the way you go about framing people. And this is all from her family. And you know, when I said she's paranoid and she thinks people are trying to take Melodee, and I think she's hid the child, this is why. Because this family is doing snaky shit like that. I do not like Melodee's other side of the family. It seems like they don't care about Ashley's mental health. All they want is the child. And they've been wanting this child. Okay? And this is why this lady's hiding her child. And this is why she didn't want nothing to do with him. Because she's scared she's going to lose her kid. That's why she's not talking. That's why she's not telling anybody where the child is at. And they done sent somebody over to the house to set her up, to get her arrested because she wasn't getting arrested. That's how I feel about this, right? Now, if this was somebody that didn't have nothing to do with the other side of the family, I would say, okay, maybe he's telling the truth. He don't have a reason to lie, right? But no, he is friends with the sister, the grandmother, right? And he ain't friends. They say the father's side, but that's the grandmother and the sister. That's the same woman that was going up to the door and she told to have a good day. So she sent somebody over there. This woman lets him in the house and locks the door. Why would he ask for permission? Did he ask for permission to come in the house? I wasn't allowed to leave. She didn't give me permission to leave. When does a grown ass person need permission to leave? Let me tell you this. I'm a grown ass man. You a woman, you pull out a box cutter and tell me I ain't leaving the house. Man, you better hope I ain't got no baby powder. I'd walk right out. I'd be like, bitch, get out the way. What are you going to do with that box cutter? I'll take that box cutter from you and stick it up your butt. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Hey, he in fear for his life and was held against his will by a little ass woman in a wig. I don't buy that. This is a setup. And she is scared of them people. The mother, the sister, the grandmother. And all it is these people want the kid. And this is the reason she's hiding the kid. And this just gives me more thought in my mind that Ashley is alive and she's with somebody she knows and she don't want these people to have the kid. Listen, I think she should be in jail too for not talking, right? Just like everybody else. I'm sitting here waiting for her to get arrested, but I want her to be arrested for something she did, not some shit. You can't frame somebody, create a crime, and then run to the police when she ain't going to jail. And the family's like, oh, well, they ain't going to jail. And then you send over a paralegal? Like, what does this man have to do with? He should have never been there. He should have never even went over there. He's not a detective. What the hell is this?
Not provide further details at this time, as this remains an active investigation and search effort. My position has never changed. Find Melodee, protect the investigation, bring her home safely. Now, if you haven't seen the other videos that I've done in this case, we've done a lot of deep dives on the timeline, everything the FBI said, the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office said, and then also looking into Ashley Buzzard's background from a traumatic event when she was 9 years old. See, Melodee's now 9 years old, right? That she's actually lost custody of a child before, another daughter that went to live with her biological father, which is a different father to Melodee's father. We looked at Melodee's father, right, that he passed away in 2016 from a tragic motorcycle accident. And that Ashley's family and Rubiel, the father's family, all say her mental health seriously deteriorated after that. So this is...
And here's the thing, though. They were trying to take the kid then. I think all this is she's a mother that does not want to give up her kid. Okay, guys, let's not forget to hit that like button and leave that DNA just in case you get held hostage. That's right. You never know when somebody's going to pull out a box cutter. Okay. You could be on an airplane. You could be at Ashley Buzzard's house. I'm not buying this. Listen, other people came to the house. Police searched the house. Did they find a box cutter when they searched the house? She didn't threaten anybody else. Why would she threaten this man? Right? She didn't threaten the neighbors. She didn't threaten the sister. She didn't threaten the grandmother. She hasn't threatened anybody else but this man. Okay? And then he's going to issue a press statement. This is somebody that tried to get some clout off this case. He's inserted himself into the case like Dog the Bounty Hunter. And now is basically got this woman arrested for something I don't even think she probably did.
Very concerning because, yeah, her mental health is not okay. And so everybody's just wondering, where's Melodee? Is Melodee okay? Who did she leave her with if she left her with someone? Because that's apparently also what she told Tyler, which we're going to get into now. But at the end of the day, that's what's important is where's this child?
Absolutely,
is she okay?
Grizzly.
Is she cold? Is she hungry? Is she locked up somewhere? Does she want to keep her safe somewhere? Remember we were speculating in the previous video why she might want to hide her daughter? That maybe she has this perceived threat. Maybe it's because of something being triggered from her past, like when she was 9 years old and on the run with her own mother. Maybe now Melodee being 9 triggered something for her psychologically. Maybe she thought, oh crap, I'm going to lose this daughter as well. I'm going to lose the only child I have, so I'm going to have to keep her safe.
Yeah, but he's right here already posting about it, that he's a paralegal and he has no reason to insert himself into a case. I don't care if he's a YouTuber or a TikToker or if he's a regular person. He has no right to be. He went over there because of the family sent him over there. the family that wants the child. So I just think this is a setup. They didn't have nothing that they could arrest her on, so they created a crime. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
At all cost. Well, if we learn more information, it does seem like that is what she's most worried about. So let's just have a look at what that information is, because Tyler apparently spoke to someone at News Nation and they shared more information. There's a little snippet from the criminal complaint which says, on or about the 6th day of November of 2025 in the county of Santa Barbara, the crime of false imprisonment by violence in violation of Penal Code Section 236, a felony, was committed by Ashley Buzzard, who did unlawfully violate the personal liberty of Tyler S. Brewer. Said violation being affected by violence, menace, fraud, and deceit. Special allegation, aggravating factors. So, a criminal complaint from the Santa Barbara Superior Court alleges that Ashley Buzzard unlawfully violated the personal liberty of Tyler S. Brewer, with a violation affected by violence, menace, fraud, and deceit. It includes a special allegation for aggravating factors, noting that the crime's execution indicated planning, sophistication, and professionalism. That's also how I would describe everything that Ashley's doing. You know, there's a lot of planning.
How do you plan somebody coming over to your house that you don't know is coming to your house? Right? This wasn't planned. This is spur of the moment. If she did pull a weapon in the house, how do we know this man wasn't being threatening towards her? What stops her from saying, hey, this guy tried to arm me, or this guy tried to assault me in my home? Right? Would they take those same charges on this guy? No. They'd be like, do you have any evidence of that? Do you have any proof? Is there any marks on you? You know, they would do that. Even in a domestic violence situation, okay? Let's say two people are at a house and they get a complaint. It's a domestic violence call or a violence call. You get there, nobody has any injuries. None. Right? Usually in a domestic violence situation, if they see a red mark on somebody's face, say you show up, a husband and a wife, and she has a scratch or a red mark, it appears she may have been struck or hit, that other person's going to jail, right? Why didn't he call the police that day? Think about this. Why didn't he walk outside, call the police, and say, this woman just kidnapped me? This woman had a knife, right? It wasn't reported till weeks later. Think about this. He didn't instantly walk out of the house and call the police and say, I was being held hostage. Weeks later, he's saying, well, she held me with a knife. Don't you think listen, if I come over to your house and you pull a knife out on me and go, Dolly, you ain't going nowhere. Now I'm in the house with you. I'm going, okay, don't cut me. I'm just trying to leave. I don't want no problems with you. And then you go, okay. And you eventually let me out the door. As soon as I get out that door, I'm picking up my cell phone. I'm calling the police. They're going to show up right then when it happened. I'm going to be like, she was holding me against my will. And then she'll get arrested. But for just to come up with it weeks later, Dolly, he had helped her before when she needed it. I don't care if he helped her 1,000 times. Make it make sense. You hold me hostage and I'm not going to report it till weeks later. I'm going to report it as soon as you do it. You can't just say a crime occurred on a certain, that is your word against hers. That is absolutely ludicrous. It's just they railroaded this woman in jail, and it's from the other side of the family that want Melodee. And I think this is the reason she's hiding the kid to begin with. It's from these people. And if they're going to do some shit like that to you, I'd hide my kid from them too. It is nuts. It just happened, didn't it? November 6th or 7th. What I'm saying is he didn't immediately report it. He didn't walk out the house and call the police and they come arrest her. Okay, what's she been in jail? A few days? Why didn't he immediately call the police? He went straight to the police. Why did he call the police? Don't make any sense. I think it's all bullshit. I think it's all bullshit.
Sophistication, professionalism, a lot of calculated moves going on. I just hope Melodee's okay. So Tyler S. Brewer, the alleged victim, is a paralegal and licensed legal document assistant on the Central Coast. He states that he's known Ashley. Oh, because I was wondering, why'd she let him into the house?
Hey, Chow. Good to see you. Palms 12, 127.3. Thank you. And you're riding in the VIP train tonight, the Blessed Express. Thank you for being here with us, Chow Young Cat. I think that is 3. We're getting closer to hitting that 10. If we hit that 10 super chat tonight, we're going to do a giveaway. Short Legs hit the 10. Scary people, they needed help. Melanie's mom. I think she was just scared of these people. She thought these people were out to get her and her child. And this is the reason she's acting the way she is.
Because she's not opening the door for anyone else, really, right? I mean, the police had to. They said we're gonna bash down this door if you don't open it. And she opened the door and was arrested on November 7th, right, of 2025. But for any extended family members, anyone that's tried to knock on the door and talk to her, she doesn't open the door. She doesn't want to talk to anyone. She spoke to one half sister at some point, but wow, Melodee's half sister. I mean, okay, so. Tyler Brewer, the alleged victim, right? We went over that. He's known Ashley since 2014 through a mutual friend and began checking on her after the publicity surrounding Melodee's disappearance. So Melodee was only born in 2016, so he
didn't care about her before that, right? But when this kid goes missing, he starts popping up around the house. That is odd.
He's known Ashley since.
Okay, we got 657 people in the room. We only got 346 likes on this video. Man, y'all doing me dirty tonight. If you're tuned in late night with Dolly, definitely hit the like button, okay? And then once you hit the like button, I want you guys to shout out in the chat room where you're watching my ugly face from. Don't do me dirty. You come in my house, you ring the doorbell, and that doorbell is the like button, okay? So we got 662. That way I don't got to say it a ton of times a night to keep reminding y'all to hit the like button. It helps us in the algorithm. It helps spread awareness about these cases. And I can't do it without the help of each and every one of you. All right. You from Earth? Shanny B? Okay. I think we're all from Earth.
Since before Melodee was even born. So yeah, that's someone that she trusts and let into the house. But to think that she then turned on him like that, like brought out a box cutter, that her paranoia, I would speculate, as he also did, is so high right now that she literally brought out a box cutter and locked the door with multiple locks and accused him of working with the police and all of that. Yeah, that's really scary, right? So he claims that Ashley confided in him about where Melodee was dropped off. Oh, yeah, where'd you drop her off? And with whom? What? Suspecting it may be somewhere in Utah. Okay, that's also why the FBI and the detectives have narrowed down that area between Green River, Utah and Colorado, where Melodee was last seen, somewhere between those 2 points on surveillance footage, which they did not make public, okay, but they did say she was seen on surveillance footage somewhere there.
Well, they didn't make the video public, but they did say that she was on video at that location. That's the last time they seen her on video was in Utah. And there's people coming out saying they seen her at a Walmart. And also there's people coming out saying they seen them with another woman that had purple hair.
On October 9th of 2025, we also know that on October 9th of 2025 by 5 p.m., according to a witness who believes that they saw Ashley with a woman with a purple wig.
The store manager of the Junction Pit Stop and Phillips 66 gas station said an employee spotted Melodee's mom on October 9th around 5 p.m. When I called the employee, she said she was certain she saw the mother, Ashley, after seeing her photo from the FBI agent, remembering her curly blonde wig.
It was really, really freaking weird because she just opened the door at the store and then said, "Did you guys know you have a whole bunch of kittens out here?"
Matthew said the woman then got in her car with a woman with purple hair. She guessed to be around 30.
I kind of walked towards the door going, "What the crap was that?" when they left and noticed that they had a California license plate.
She does not remember any transaction made as she was working in the back of the store. Overall, the store said not many people know about Melodee's disappearance.
It's a crazy situation and horrible, and the little girl should be found. And I mean, there's a lot of nature, a lot of woods around here. So it's like, if this is where she was the day before she got home, who knows, anything could happen.
Well, how do we know she's not with the lady with the purple hair? We don't know who the purple hair lady is. So, and they're saying she didn't have any friends, but you got to remember that this woman was originally from this area. So she lived in this area before. She had an address still in that area, right? A prior address. And you can look that right up on Been Verified. PJ found that day 2. So to think she didn't know anybody, she may not have a lot of friends in California, but that don't mean she don't have a lot of friends in Utah and the surrounding areas, because that's where she moved to California from.
No sign of Melodee. Okay, she described the woman as being in her 20s or 30s. People are saying, could it be Melodee? I mean, I guess it could, but she's saying she didn't think it was a child. She thought it's a woman in her 20s or 30s. Point being, by 5 p.m., she saw California license plates.
Yeah, most of the people with, purple hair, they're out in front of in Oregon, in front of the FBI building, in front of the ICE building. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of purple hair people. We call them liberals. Okay.
And we know before that, from around
we call them the left.
8th of 2025, the license plates of that rental vehicle had been changed from California license plates to New York ones, and then changed back to the California ones by 5 p.m. on October 9th. So October 9th is such a critical time frame. The police are looking for any surveillance that anyone may have in those areas between October 9th and 10th of 2025, because we know Ashley returned home without Melodee on October 10th of 2025 in the rental vehicle.
Now Garcia is heading about an hour north of Junction because Ashley often shops at Walmart.
I'm going to go ahead and work up towards the top part of Highway 80.
I know, and my daughter's a little liberal. Okay. She's a little lefty. When I took her to see what Bernie Sanders, all right? I mean, I let her choose her own path. I don't tell her what, she has her own beliefs just like I do, but that shows you right there, the pink hair. She'd be out in front of ICE protesting while I'd be out there on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Still my daughter.
9, where it intersects with Interstate 70, there's a large Walmart facility there.
Okay, so
Intermittence.
He claims that Ashley confided in him about where Melodee was dropped off and with.
I even bought her a Feel the Burn t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? I support my kid no matter what. If she likes Bernie Sanders, I still love my daughter. I don't like Bernie Sanders, but I love my daughter. And if that's what she wants to do, that's what she wants to do. You know what I'm saying?
Whom, suspecting it may be somewhere in Utah, but he refuses to share specifics with the media, understandably.
You notice she got colored hair and a nose ring. That tells you all you need to know right there.
Citing Ashley's mental health issues and recent erratic behavior as reasons to doubt the accuracy of her statements. Well, again, that sounds scary. He's doubting the accuracy of her statements. He also said somewhere that I read he's very worried about Melodee's well-being now, after seeing how Ashley was behaving with him, someone that he's known since 2014. So Tyler Brewer confirmed that he has shared all details with the police, but expressed uncertainty about their truthfulness due to her paranoia and changed personality from when they first met.
Tiff has pink hair. My daughter, she does it like, she'll do it like a bright red, like a really bright red, and then she'll do it like pink. I don't know. She's Judy. Thank you. We're getting closer to that 10 donations, and when we hit that 10 mark, I am going to do a giveaway of some Dolly merch. But yeah, she usually does like pink. She does bright colors, you know. So, but she's cool. We disagree on a lot of political stuff, but you know, I still support my child and whatever, you know, whatever it is. I just, you know, I try to get her on the right path, but she's her own little individual, you know.
Regarding the November 6th incident, he describes Ashley Buzzard acting irrationally. She accused him of collaborating with the police and Melodee's paternal family to take the child away.
See, it's all about taking the child away. That's why I believe she hid the child, right? This is more reason to hide the kid, because she believes in her mind that they're trying to take this child. So this little girl is with one of her friends, and they're hiding this kid. This kid has been hidden. I believe that Melodee Buzzard is alive and well and is hid somewhere. Actually, it says yellow, not 10. Just joking. Yeah, it's 10 yellow donations, and we do the giveaway.
Then we were asking ourselves in the previous video, what is she hiding? The answer is her daughter. Why is she hiding her daughter, and where, right? What does that mean? That could mean many things. Did she give it to someone? Is she staying with a friend? Did she sell her?
I am Kelly's first super chat. All right. Thank you. Big virtual hugs to Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. I'm glad I could be your first. All right. That is awesome of you. And you're sitting VIP on the Blessed Express tonight. So that means today, the 12th, Wednesday, you're going to have the best day of your life. I'm telling you. When you get on the Blessed Express, it makes your whole day good. So today, you're going to be like, you know what? My day has been great. I'm glad I donated to Dolly Vision, because now look how great my day is.
Did she kill her because she doesn't want anyone else to have her? There's many options on the table. Unfortunately, at this point, I really hope for the best outcome, that Melodee's somewhere with a friend, someone that Ashley knows, right? But as someone pointed out in the comment section, well, why has that person not come forward yet? Maybe they're scared.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean that there isn't someone out there that has Melodee, but yeah, the fact that there's just silence from anyone in Utah that says, okay, I've got to, that's so scary, because then there's so many other options of what could have happened here. However, we were speculating, oh man, she thinks she's going to lose her child again. You know what I mean? Because she already lost one daughter.
Absolutely.
And she's already lost Melodee before, where Ashley was hospitalized. And that was when Melodee was just a baby. Okay, so she accused him of collaborating with the police. So I don't know how much she's going to be talking to the police at all, even though she's just been arrested and the pressure's on, and you know, the time is ticking, and everyone wants to know where Melodee is.
The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department.
Here's the thing about this, guys. I want to touch on this real too, because this is important right here. She's going to be arraigned today. And you know, part of the arraignment is they asked you, do you want a lawyer? And if you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you. So here's the thing. You know, she ain't got no money because she's $8,000 in debt. She was already trying to move out that house. So they're going to have to appoint her a lawyer today. So she will have a lawyer today. And any lawyer with any sense is going to tell her not to talk. So any chances they may have had of getting this woman to talk ain't going to happen. Now, what they may do is try to use this charge that they trumped up to pressure her into talking. But here's the thing, that this man has no proof. That's his word against her word. Are they going to convict her on the word of some random man that showed up at her house that inserted himself into an active investigation? Because all she's going to do is deny doing it. Then you got it's his word against her word. And this woman ain't been in jail for a bunch of criminal stuff. So she don't really even have a criminal record. She has some mental health stuff, but you can't even talk about that because that's mental health. You can't even use that in court. So I don't know. I don't really think they got nothing. And now she has a lawyer. So the chances of them getting her to say anything, and the first thing the lawyer's going to do is ask for a bond reduction because the bond is not reasonable. And we're dealing with California courts that don't convict you for nothing. Look at Jake Harrow. They're not going to do nothing. They may arrest this woman, but the court system is just going to let her go. She's going to go in there, ask for a lawyer. That lawyer is going to get her a bond hearing, and she's going to go in front of the judge and say, hey, I've lived here. I'm not no risk of leaving, even though she probably is a risk of leaving. She's going to say she ain't, and they're going to give her a bond. They're going to reduce her bond. So she'll get a bond reduction. I'm sure her bond will go from $100,000 to probably $10,000. So then it'll be, instead of it being 10 G's to get her out of jail, it'll be $1,000 to bond her out. Will anybody get her out? I don't know.
Told me they received a steady stream of people coming forward with past sightings of Ashley or Melodee, but are unable to share them without hurting the integrity of the investigation. Garcia pointed out that because of Ashley's arrest for an unrelated crime, detectives have until Thursday for questioning or a mental health evaluation.
I don't know if she's going to talk to the police based on that. Accused him of collaborating with the police and Melodee's paternal family. I think she had a major fear that the paternal family, who said that they had previously fought for custody of Melodee,
dead.
She thinks somebody's going to...
She has 100% custody of the child. Ashley Buzzard does. It's overcast here. I can't see the northern lights. Maybe tomorrow, though. Yeah, she'll have a lawyer tomorrow. That's why they're saying they have up until Thursday to question her. Because tomorrow morning, just in about, well, California's 4 hours back. So what is it right now? Like 11 o'clock, 11, 12, 1. It's 11 o'clock in Cali right now. So when it's 7 here, it'll be 4 there. So at 10 o'clock here, she'll be getting ready to go to court. So by noon tomorrow, she will have, well, noon today, East Coast time, she will have a lawyer. And then she ain't got to say, they can't even talk to her at that point. They have to communicate with her lawyer. So not good, not good. Not if they were trying to get information from this woman. This is not good.
Take a child away. So now she's found a creative solution to preventing that from happening. In this state of mind, as alleged from this victim in this felony charge that she's now facing, right? Felony false imprisonment. Yeah, it's very concerning. So she shut her eyes while making fists, blocked the door to prevent his exit, slammed the front door shut, and engaged 4 locks. She eventually allowed him to leave, after which he immediately reported the incident to authorities. He emphasized his concern for Melodee's well-being, but he expressed hope that she's alive and out there based on what Ashley had told him. And I have hope that she's out there, maybe in Utah, maybe with somebody. I just hope she's safe. I hope that she's okay.
Alive too.
So Ashley was arrested.
Guys, I usually don't say that, right? I don't usually say that the kids are alive. I'm one of those, doomsday people that I think all these parents are crazy. So usually I don't say children are alive. And I believe this woman hid this child because she was scared these people were going to take it. If there was a situation, I could understand why she would do it. She was scared that people were going to take her kid and she didn't want to lose her kid. I mean, If somebody was trying to take my kid from me, I'd probably do the same thing. I mean, I wouldn't, I don't think there were anybody that could take my kid, but you never know. I mean, if somebody was out to get me and I really was paranoid and delusional and thought everybody was out to get me, I can understand it. It makes sense. For her to unalive her child that she raised and almost 9 years old, healthy, don't make sense. What does make sense is I ain't going to lose you. We'll put you here. I'll pack up the house and I'll come back and get you. And we're going to flee to Cuba or something, you know? And she just never made it back because the police and this person set her up.
Arrested, as we know, on November 7th, the day after this incident happened, and charged with felony false imprisonment. She'll be arraigned. It's actually not today. I think they said Wednesday. We'll look at an article now. So, you know, I'm just a day ahead of things here. I'm just like, today. I think it's on Wednesday, November 12th, that she will be arraigned, formally arraigned on these charges. So I don't know if we'll see court footage or not. That'll be interesting. She was taken into custody barefoot and in handcuffs as captured in media footage. We looked at that before. She was booked into the Northern Branch Jail in Santa Barbara County with bail set at $100,000.
And tell me that when they arrested her, that wasn't for TV. Right? Because why did they drag her out into the street and then handcuff her? Why didn't they handcuff her when she was in the house? Right? They wanted it to be on camera, them arresting her. Right? Because everybody's been saying that the police have been doing a terrible job and they can't, you know, they ain't done nothing to her. So the police made it a point. And why would you send so many police to arrest one woman? You could have sent one cop to the door and arrested her, but they sent the whole SWAT team to arrest this woman. Days after this alleged crime occurred. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And it was just to save face. That's why they did it all in the street. That's why they didn't let her put her shoes on. I just ain't buying it, guys. I just ain't buying it.
Dollars. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at this article right here, which says Ashley Buzzard, 40, a resident of Lompoc, has been charged with one count of felony false imprisonment related to an incident. Now we know more about it, right? On November 6th, Santa Barbara County District Attorney.
We ain't even got 500 likes yet. I'm about to rage quit and go missing. All right. Y'all gonna be like, where's Dolly? And there's gonna be witnesses in Utah that see me. Okay. I'm about to go dye my hair purple. Y'all better hit that damn like button. What the hell you been waiting for? All right. Doing me all dirty like that. I thought we were friends. All right. Who's my enemies? Who's watching from the bushes? There must be a lot of bush watchers that don't like me. If the likes are that low, 455, that is horrible. I'm up late night with you guys tonight, bringing y'all the best in true crime, and y'all just do me dirty. No rage quitting. I'm on the verge. I'm on the verge of rage quitting. I can't take this type of abuse. All right. I thought y'all were my people out here. Some of you guys just do me wrong. Like, look, I don't feel love now, right? I don't feel the good energy. Them likes give me energy at night, right? I feel the vibe, everybody's digging, having a cool place to hang out and discuss things we all enjoy. And I get energy from it. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're digging this stuff. Look at the likes. But I just don't feel like y'all are digging it. Y'all just ain't into it. I could be watching Frankenstein. It's 2.5 hours long on Netflix, right? I could sit back and watch it. I gave up Frankenstein. I watched like the first little bit of it. We love you. Oh, thank you, Reggie Be Good. Y'all just don't love the like button. All right. I've been looking at my likes and they've been going way down. And it's like free. 486. We went up a little bit. I mean, it's free to like the videos and hang out, right? I don't have it on like members only, and I don't hide everything behind a paywall. I just ask you guys to like the video. And then when y'all donate, I give things away. So I don't know. I feel unloved over here. I truly do. I just, where my dogs at? Ain't that what DMX would say? Where my dogs at? Eh.
Attorney John that's a difficult surname to say. Savnock announced on Monday. The charge comes amid ongoing search efforts for her 9-year-old daughter, Melodee Buzzard, who was last seen with her mother on October 9th. Authorities continue to investigate Melodee's whereabouts, and the case remains active. The DA said that the false imprisonment charge is unrelated to Melodee's disappearance. Buzzard, who was taken into custody on Friday, is being held at the Santa Barbara County North Branch Jail with bail set at $100,000. She's scheduled for arraignment on Wednesday, so that'll be November 12th at the Santa Maria Superior Court, Department 9, for anyone who wanted to know where. Right now, you know.
Tender.
Okay, so of course the community is very concerned, as are we worldwide. Where is Melodee? Senior Deputy District Attorney Jordan Lockie will prosecute the case. The case of Melodee Buzzard has drawn national, I would say international attention since the young girl went missing in early October after a cross-country road trip from Lompoc, California, all the way to freaking Nebraska. As far as
yes, I really like Grizzly. There's not a whole lot of true crime channels I like, and I hate to say that because I'm a true crime channel. I like Grizzly because she sticks with the true crime and she don't get involved in a bunch of YouTube drama. Right. She's pretty serious. I'm not a real serious person, but I really enjoy true crime. But I have a little different twist in Grizzly. I'm a little more fun with it, a little more joking and playing. She's pretty serious, but I enjoy her channel. I like her. I like Plunder. There's a few really good true crime channels out there.
That, including Kansas a little bit. And
thank you, Melissa. 17 months.
7 states. Okay, and she was on this random road trip with her mother.
Thank you, Chow.
Surveillance footage shows both Ashley and Melodee wearing wigs, thought to be attempts to disguise their identities. Investigators also stated that Ashley swapped license plates on their rental car during the trip to avoid detection. Melodee was last seen, they say, alive, okay, on October 9th near the Utah, Colorado.
And she's good looking too. All right. Maybe that's why she does better views than I do. I think it's my ugliness that does it. Maybe I need to work on my looks a little bit, right? Maybe my likes would be up more. Super snarky is what y'all say. Okay.
Border. Her absence was first reported to authorities by her school district on October 14th, following her prolonged absence from an independent study program. Ashley Buzzard has been largely uncooperative with officials during
you think I'm an ugly man? I make an even uglier woman.
during the investigation and returned to Lompoc without Melodee. Law enforcement and family members continue efforts to locate the missing girl. Now, if there's somebody in Utah or wherever along that route that has Melodee, I'll say again, I do hope that you'll do the right thing and call the police. It's only a matter of time before they find Melodee.
Okay, thank you.
And that person might get in trouble, of course, if they don't tell anyone. They should rather just come forward now and make sure that everybody knows, meaning the police specifically, that Melodee is okay. Right? That's all anyone wants to know. Is she okay? Is she safe? Is she alive? How is she doing? Who's looking after her? Is she going to have all the things that a child should have? Food, shelter, safety, education.
You're handsome and you know it. Clap your hands. All right. You just signed in. Oh, Lord, there's enough men in Krama that dress up as women. I'm sure there are. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of men out here that act like bitches. It's true. I ain't making that up. Y'all know I'm not lying on that one. There's a lot of dudes that act like girls. I like to see more men in true crime, but I would like real dudes. Like not like you might as well, like, I don't know. I just don't get the men that are like men drama channels. I don't get that. That's just like weird to me.
Friends, family, anything? Apparently, we've seen before, I showed you a video clip in some of the previous videos where Ashley's own mother said that the biological father's side
You
has
missed
got,
Morbid?
remember he passed away in 2016, but there's some connections, there's some friends, right? There's some, even she said, there's some connections there of people that they may know in Utah. So I'm just hopeful that Melodee's staying with like a friend of her deceased biological father or somebody that Ashley knows, right?
I'm sure she's with somebody
I will keep
Ashley
you
knows.
posted. Thank you so much for watching this update. I appreciate it. Please like and share so others can also learn about this update. And let's keep an eye on all of this. And let's hope that soon, I'll always say it, I hope there'll be like a press conference soon or a press release and that the police will say Melodee's been found.
That would be absolutely great if we could get a press release or update that she's been found. I truly do believe that Melanie is alive. Yeah, it's today. She gets arraigned today, my time. Which is great, and it couldn't come any sooner. But the bad thing about that is when they arraign her, now she'll have a lawyer, and hopefully they give her a terrible lawyer, because any good lawyer would tell her not to talk. Okay, so we're in that situation where if she gets a good lawyer, she ain't going to say anything.
Somewhere along the way, Melodee disappeared. Days later, Ashley was found alone, and now she's refusing to cooperate. Detectives are retracing every mile of that haunting drive, collecting surveillance footage, questioning witnesses who saw the pair together before Melodee was gone. Search teams scouring highways, fields, and rest stops for any sign of the missing girl.
I mean, look at them at the car place, right? She didn't look to appear to be in danger. She looked healthy. She looked fine. Why would this lady just drive across the country to unalive her? That don't even make sense. She hid this little girl. This little girl is alive and well, and I think has been hidden. And the lady that's seen the purple hair lady is probably the lady that is holding Melanie. It's a friend. She's with a friend of Ashley's. And you know what? If she is, Ashley ain't broke one law. It ain't against the law to leave your kid with your friends. It ain't against the law to hide your kid. It's not. So technically, she ain't broke no law, other than, of course, holding this guy against his will, if that's even true. The family sent him over there to set this lady up. I believe this man is lying. I truly do. Dolly, hate to bring it up, but I have, you have bad hips. You're not doing good, MD. Well, I hope you get better. In every wig available, they are looking into who has been funding her financial as well as her money trails. I'm sure of that. But she's hid this kid because the family wants it and she don't want to lose her child. Your hips don't lie. I think I got one bad hip. I got a bad shoulder. This shoulder be killing me. But I've been taking every morning, I've been taking a BC for arthritis. And believe it or not, it's been helping. But as it wears off, like in the evening time, my arm starts to hurt again, you know. But it's been helping me a little bit. And of course, I take so much medicine, it's almost like a meal in itself, because, you know, I had that heart attack. So now the doctor's got me taking every bit of medicine you can humanly take, which is crazy. But you have serious arthritis, not getting better, just getting worse. Well, listen, age catches up with all of us. You know, I'm starting to feel my age a little bit more, you know, but I lived a careless, reckless life. Far as, you know, I fought jujitsu, I would snowboard, wakeboard, just things that it would get you hurt. And at the time, you know, you hit the ground, you bounce back up, nothing to it. Years later, all them injuries are starting to come back, you know, and like I feel every bit of it. So it is what it is. I wake up, get out of bed, and I feel like I've been beat up. No lie. I still make the best of it, right? I don't complain much. I'm complaining right now, but I'm just telling y'all where I'm at. I mean, I just go on with everything and deal with the pain, you know. I'm not one to take stuff for pain either. I don't I have a hard time taking an aspirin. If the doctor didn't make me take it, I wouldn't even take it. So, but like I said, as I get older, my joints are what's bad. That's PJ slapping him around at night. Might be. That's what it feels like. But it's my joints. My shoulders, my elbows, my knees are pretty good. I got one little messed up hip, and my hip never bothered me. One day I tried to step over the dog food bowl, and when I did, I felt my hip pop. And ever since then, my hip been like, it ain't sore all the time, but it gets sore. But it never hurt before that. Like I stepped too far, and when I came down, I felt my hip pop. And then I was thinking, damn, I'm gonna be one of these old men with a bad hip, right? But every now and then it gets sore. Since it never hurt before that. And this shoulder right here, I hurt real bad in a snowboarding accident. Okay, I wrecked on a snowboard, and I think I tore my rotor cuff, and I was hurt. I couldn't even lift my arm. It was like a chicken wing for 6 months. Then I got in a bar fight and got jumped by like 5, 6 big ass redneck dudes. And they were punt kicking me around the parking lot like a damn soccer ball. I'm still pretty though. I'm still pretty. And one of them kicked me up underneath the arm, right? Like he wanted to kick me in the face and I blocked it, but it got me in the armpit. I don't know if you've ever been kicked in the armpit. Oh my God. It is the worst pain in the world. Okay. So, and not only that, it just sucked. They were trying to stomp me flat. Okay. Like you ever see the coyote when he falls off the cliff and he hits the ground and he's like flat? That's how they were stomping me. So, but believe it or not, after I didn't have one mark on me. The only thing that was hurt was my arm. They got my arm pretty good. Right. I blocked all the shots to the face. Right. Because they were all trying to kick me in the head. I did a pretty good job of blocking those. But they did. The one dude got me in the armpit, and that, if I can go back in time, but I did knock his friend out. Okay. I got one lick in, right? It was a good one. It was a really good one. And then just half the bar jumped on me, right? So it is what it is, you know, but that first shot landed. It did what it needed to do. I just didn't know that dude was with everybody. And then from that point, it's me ducking kicks, boot, 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 getting stomped in the parking lot. Good times, good times. I had been drinking. I didn't really feel it till the next day, because this is the thing, because I had hurt my arm snowboarding, right? So I was already hurt, but it had healed and I could move my arm again, right? I had just got to where I could use my left arm from the snowboarding accident. So I was good. I was moving it around and it wasn't hurting real bad. And then boom. So I took that kick and then I was chicken wing for like another 6 months. So I went almost a year not being able to move my arm. I mean, couldn't lift it up. It was just like dislocated. It was bad. It was like pretty bad. And just bad luck. Like he got me in the hurt arm. He could have kicked me in the other arm at least. Yeah, chicken wing, you know, where your shit's like this, it's just stuck like that. Like I couldn't move it. It was just kind of like in sling position. Like for about like 3 or 4 months, I wore a sling from the snowboarding accident. I couldn't even move my arm. And then finally it got healed and I could move it again. And then I got into that bar brawl, and that it got me right in the armpit. I'll never forget that. But he tried to get me in the face, right? They were like throwing body kicks, right? I took a couple of good kicks to the ribs, right? It wasn't bad though, right? But the dude tried to be sneaky, and he tried to swing around and throw a kick at my face, and I threw my arm up to block it. And when I did, that's how I hurt my arm the second time. But anyway, let's get back on topic.
What happened on that cross-country journey, and why won't her own mother help find her? Extremely frustrating case. You know, this is a 9-year-old girl, and her mom is saying absolutely nothing. I want to walk through a timeline here to get a better feel for how this all transpired. We start in October 7th, and that's when Ashley Buzzard took her 9-year-old Melodee on a trip. And you see this video. This is at the car rental agency, and that's the moment that they're renting the car to take this drive. This is all October the 7th, okay? Now let's move ahead a couple days to October 9th. And October 9th is the last sighting near the Utah-Colorado border. This is a trip where they traveled across 5 states in just 3 days, driving to the middle of the country and driving back. Ashley, during the course of this, used multiple license plates. She changed the plates on the rental car, put on a New York plate, had the California plate when she rented it, put a New York one on at some point, and then put the California plate back on afterwards. October 10th is the end of the trip, and this is when Ashley returns without Melodee. So you can see that from the 9th to the 10th is really the important time frame here as to when.
Absolutely, D. Listen, I told PJ tonight, I was like, you know, I'm the best to ever do true crime, right? I was cooking dinner, and that's what I told her. And she was like, you know what? She goes, I think you're right about the Melodee Buzzard stuff, right? And just out randomly, because I guess she was reading the letter, and I told her that I don't believe the guy. So apparently in the forum, a lot of people are saying they don't trust the guy, right? And I instantly said, it's a lie. That dude's full of shit. He set her up. It was just to get her off the street. He's friends with the family. And PJ was like, you know, you're absolutely right. I just kind of laughed, and I was like, you know, I am the best to ever do true crime. I was like, I'm just good at this stuff. I mean, there's nobody better. Hey, there's a lot of truth in jokes, right? And I just told her, I was like, you know, you got to hear it from somebody else before you believe me. Look at my statistics on these YouTube streets. I'm right 98% of the time. I mean, that's better than any psychic on YouTube, any of them. I just don't get the credit for it. But just go back and watch my videos, and you'll be like, damn, Dolly be knowing some true crime. That's serious. I know I do a lot of joking, but when it comes down to what I say, shit, I'm right. And you know, it ain't even I'm psychic I use common sense. Most of this stuff is just common sense.
And Melodee actually goes missing. And then it's on the 14th when really the investigation begins and Melodee is reported missing. And again, this lack of cooperation. We flash forward to November 7th, and that's when mom, Ashley, is arrested
and
vision. Taken into custody. Now,
see, they did that as a photo op. Bring her outside the house to handcuff her. Why didn't they handcuff her at the door? Why did they bring her out for the cameras to handcuff her? It's all show. It's all show.
The reason they're locking her up and taking her into custody is not for the disappearance of her daughter. It's for what they call an unrelated charge. So I want you to take a listen to an officer from the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office. They're the ones leading this investigation, along with the FBI, obviously, is in on this as well because of all the interstate travel. Here's Raquel Zick. Take a listen.
We have been in constant and consistent contact with Ashley, of course, asking, the where is Melodee questions consistently. She does still remain uncooperative.
Okay, uncooperative. So it's difficult to peel back the layers of this, but I'm going to begin tonight with a question that we have not talked about, but I think is really important. It could be, answer a lot of things for us. And that first question tonight is, why did Ashley Buzzard take off with Melodee? Was there something happening at that moment? Why then? What's going on in her world, in her life? Here to help answer that question is
Why ain't they arresting David? That's a little off topic, but yeah, he should definitely be in jail. High-powered attorneys, money buys your freedom in this country. I don't know why they haven't arrested him, but I think it'll come, and it's just taking a while.
Scripps News Group reporter, and I say the reporter, who's been on top of this story from the beginning, Crystal Bermudez. She is joining us from out there in Santa Barbara County, and also with us, licensed clinical psychologist, Dr. Jamie Zuckerman. Thank you both for being here. Okay, Crystal, this is one of those questions I ask, which is difficult when someone's not cooperating. But you have been on this story from the beginning. What have you been able to glean about what's going on around this time period that would perhaps motivate her to take this trip and just take off with Melodee?
Well, this case involves a minor, a 9-year-old little girl, as you've been emphasizing, Vinny. And the biggest question we all want to know is, where is Melodee? From what I've been able to gather, and as to why did they take this road trip as far as Nebraska, make a stop in Kansas on the return trip, and then for the mother to return back alone without the little girl, it still remains a big mystery, really. It's hard to really pin a why or a motive as to why she took her daughter on a 3-day trip, and now we don't know the whereabouts. There was a lot of activity that happened in between that trip. The whole disguising her daughter. She as well is seeing herself with a wig on. So really trying to pin down the why. Why did she take off with Melodee? I think that's something we're all hoping to figure out pretty soon.
Dr. Jamie Zuckerman. So there's obviously several possibilities, more than several possibilities in all of this. We know there is some level of mental health